Okay. Thank you for letting me know that I was muted, guys. I really appreciate that. So this is the second gameplay live stream I've done where I've started out with it muted. So hopefully I've learned my lesson after 2 in a row. But so what I was saying is, so we're using my RetroPie. This is a modded Arcade1up cabinet. It's got 60 of the greatest Arcade1up or arcade games on this Arcade1up. And I haven't done any live streams with it, but I've seen others out there that have done it like this with some webcams and a microphone. So I've got one of my microphones set up right here in the front where you guys will capture some of the audio of the game, but also my voice at the same time. And then I've got a Amazon webcam that I paid 13 bucks for on the top of the arcade. And then I've got a 1080p webcam directly pointed at the screen. And I did some testing earlier. Everything sounded good. Everything looked good from what I could see. So you guys let me know if there's any other issues. But I appreciate you guys letting me know that it was muted. And I've got a laptop set up right here to my right. So if you guys are chatting, I'll be able to see that. So I appreciate that. So we'll just start out here with Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior. This is the first Street Fighter 2 that came out. The one I remembered playing on SNES. And we'll just start with that game. And Carl asked, is this a Pi 3? No, it's a Pi 4. But I've tried running Killer Instinct on it. I've tried running a lot of those games that require a lot of processing power, and this wasn't able to run it. But it is a Pi 4, which I still think is the fastest Pi you can get. So we'll play as Ken. I'm pretty decent with him. I've noticed these new buttons I put in. They're not that great, actually, for this game. But they've done well with some of the other games. I'm hoping to get a Street Fighter cabinet here soon. I've been looking at the Yoga Flame, the $399 with the riser and the lit marquee. And I've also been looking at the one without the riser at Walmart for $298. So, hey Carl, hey Papa Brad, hey Headshake TV, everyone that's joined. Rhea, good to see you. So this is all a new setup for me. Everything I'm doing this evening is all brand new to me. I've seen Michael B do it and some others where they just put the webcam directly in front of the arcade and it looks okay. But these buttons that I put in, they're really not great for this fighting game, unfortunately. Like I've noticed, I played with Chun-Li earlier, and you know how you have to do a really fast leg kick? You just press the button as fast as you can. I was doing that with these buttons, and it wasn't doing her kick. I also feel like this sandwall joystick I put in a couple years ago may be going out because I was trying to do some test recording earlier to make sure the setup was working and I wasn't able to perform some moves. So I think this sandwall on the left, the one player, may need to be replaced. But let's see here what the chat's saying. Do you have an octagonal gate? So on the both sides I have the octagonal gate. I don't have the four-way. On my Pac-Man I have the four-way. I think that's the difference. And then yeah, Rhea makes every stream better. She really does. I enjoy her gameplay live streams. I watch them all the time. So let's kind of go through this games list real quick. I did do a video not too long ago, a couple months ago, where I showed the games list, but we didn't play any of them. So we'll just kind of run through these real quick and so everyone can see they're all alphabetical. Starts with Alien vs. Predator, Altered Beast, Bad Dudes, Battletoads, Bubble Bobble, Burger Time, Captain America and the Avengers, Captain Commando, Caveman Ninja, Darkstalkers, Darkstalkers 2, Dig Dug, Double Dragon 2. I've been playing this Double Dragon 2 a lot. I like it. Galaga, Gauntlet, Gauntlet 2, Ghouls and Ghosts, Golden Axe, The Revenge of Death Adder, Joe and Mac Returns, King of the Monsters, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Metal Slug 1, 4, and 5. For whatever reason, I couldn't get 2 to work. I couldn't get 3 to work. So some limitations on this Pi 4. It can run certain games, but not all of them. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, Miss Pac-Man, NBA Jam, Pac-Man, Primal Rage, R-Type 2, Rampage World Tour, RoboCop, and then I've got Street Fighter Alpha. I couldn't get Street Fighter Alpha 2 to run, not sure why, but I got 3. And then I've got the first Street Fighter we just played, the new Challengers, the Super one. I like this one a lot. Third Strike, this is probably my favorite game on this arcade, is this Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I hope Arcade1up makes a cabinet with this game because it plays so great. I love it. And then Super Puzzle Fighter, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, and then Turtles in Time, the second one. Punisher, Simpsons, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and X-Men Children of the Atom. So I've got quite a few games there, but that's it. I didn't want to put too many on there where it's hard to get to the ones you want to play. But if you guys have any that you want to see me play this evening on this live stream, put it in the chat, and I'll make sure to play them. And then Headshake says, nice playlist. He enjoys the playlist. Yeah, I wanted to keep it small, but just, the best games. I see those like CoinOps builds that have thousands of games, and it's just too much. Papa Brad says he's made an 80s arcade. That's a really good one to do. Just put like your Pac-Man, Galaga, all your 80s games, Dig Dug, all that on one cabinet. And then Chris just joined us. Good to see you, Chris. So I'll pick the first game, but you guys kind of put in the chat what you guys want to see played, and we'll go from there. But this is Metal Slug. It plays good. Now, this is another thing about every game that's on this arcade. They've all been tested, so they all perform great. They sound good. No issues. Let me make sure the volume's good. So you get 4 different characters to choose from. I don't know if there's any difference between the 4.
Okay. Mission 1, start.
Now this game, it does play good with these mechanical keyboard buttons. I don't have any problems playing this game. And I'm just like mashing the button too, like just as fast as I can. And these handle that pretty well as compared to the original Arcade1up buttons. So we got to see that one there. Ritual Dello just joined us. Good to see you. Good to see you, Ritual Dello. So we're just checking out some Metal Slug there. You guys can see it plays pretty good. All three of these did, but I couldn't get 2 or 3 to work. Not sure why. I've done a video on Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I was playing some Mortal Kombat this week. And I've been playing this Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. It's a lot of fun. What mod are we looking at? So no, this is a Pi 4 that's been modded on an Arcade1up. I followed ETA Prime's video on it. And this one's got like a fan on it. And I also got a subwoofer in there. And yeah, it runs great. The screen is really good on this Marvel Superheroes. So it makes a really good cabinet to mod. And then Carl says the picture looks off. And that could be that could be the camera I'm using. I'm just using like a cheap 1080p webcam. I'm checking it now here on my stream to see what it looks like. So yeah, I see what you're saying, how you're saying that it's off. But that's just the camera, the webcam that I'm using. But let's play this. So my favorite character on here is either Smoke or Cabal. But I'm pretty good with Smoke. I think this is Smoke. And of course the button layout isn't right with this arcade, but it still plays pretty good. It's just the black levels, yeah. It's not going to look great, guys, unfortunately. I don't have like a really nice camera yet. Could stream it off my cell phone, but I don't think that would look as good either. Headshake says it looks good to him, so that's good. And then I'm trying to remember his moves. There it is. He's got a move too that goes up and down. I don't know any of the fatalities. Hey, and if you guys have any games you want to see played, let me know. Because I'm just going to kind of run through these. Because when I did my first video and I showed the menu, we didn't get to see any of the games. So we'll do that. So Primal Rage is a really good one. And what I've noticed with this, it actually takes a minute to catch up. Sometimes it'll start off a little laggy, but within like the first 30 seconds to a minute, that'll clear up and it plays really good. And this is one too I think Arcade1up may be doing soon. Liu Kang is your favorite character, Chris? This game plays really good on here though. I like this one a lot. As you guys can probably tell too, like It doesn't look as good on what you guys are seeing, but you can probably pick up the graphics, you know, how good they are on this. And there's blood in this one. And Ritual Della loves Primal Rage. Yeah, I used to play this all the time growing up. Of course, it didn't look this good on console. And like blood was such a thing back then. You know, having that in MK, having it in this. And I know they have special moves, but I definitely don't remember them. He's using some on me. Oh, he got me. So it's best out of 3. And he won the second round. So he can go brain dead too. I like how you can kill him that way too. Oh, he got me. Barely. Look at that. And Carl O said, is there a place to view the games list? Yeah, so one of my videos I did a couple months ago is the games list. So if you pull that up and you pause it, you'll have it. But we'll just do a little bit of each game. So R-Type, I've got those on here. These are extremely hard games for me. I see all the iArcadians playing this game and iArcade owners. I'll probably buy the R-Type Leo when I get my iArcade, but there's no reason to buy these two because I've already got it on this. But I know this game's all about like charge ups. This thing right here. And knowing when to use it. Someone was saying something about R-Type Leo. Yeah, I definitely am looking forward to playing that game. When I get my iArcade, that's going to probably be one of the first games I buy. And I'm trying not to hit the camera too, guys. So if it gets knocked out of place because I'm like accidentally knock it, let me know and I'll move it back. I've got the camera like right in front of me. So let's see what the chat's saying. So Papa Brad said this game is really hard and very unforgiving, Ritual Dello said. And let me know, is the video still coming through good, guys? Says that the bit rate's higher than recommended, so it should be coming through all right. So Street Fighter Alpha is a pretty unique game. I really like this one a lot. I play it a lot. I wish Arcade1up would do at least a Street Fighter Alpha cabinet, at least the first game. It's not that hard to run this one, and it's a lot of fun. I couldn't get Alpha 2 to run though, and but I could get 3, so I thought that was strange. And Headshake says the video's okay. What about the webcam on me? Does that look okay, or do you think it's like a stream issue? I'll Run the Neon Sun says he loves R-Type. It's his jam. He loves that game. Yeah, and we watched Outrun's video, or at least I did. I liked it a lot. And Outrun the Neon Sun says Street Fighter Alpha is one of his favorites. Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. I think I may like this one more than I like 3. And always like Saget. He's always my favorite. Both videos look good. Okay, cool. Oh, sick NBA Jam shirt. Thank you. Yeah, I found this online. I was looking for arcade t-shirts. Yeah, I want to do a stream like this with my NBA Jam cabinet, and then eventually just do all of them. I've been really tempted to get the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet at $5.99. I may have to just bite the bullet and pay the $5.99. And it looks like Papa Brad's giving some advice. So what do you guys think of Alpha? Do you guys like this game a lot? I remember John D commented on Alpha, and he said he's like, the first one was okay, the second one was better, and he said the third one was good. But I kind of like it the other way around. I think this one's the best one, the second one's the second best one, the third one's the worst of the 3. I just don't like the cartoony graphics. Outrun the Neon Sun said Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is a great cabinet. Oh, who won? Looks like I won, just barely. Yeah, Third Strike is a lot of fun. We'll play that one. This is my favorite game on this cabinet. Like, if I could skin this cabinet anything, I would skin it this Third Strike. Even though I don't think they had a skin for Third Strike, but I would like find one I like. This is one Arcade1up should do for a pro cabinet coming up this year. So Ritual Dello says he's holding off on MVC2. If you guys see me putting my arm up there, my volume control's up on top. But yeah, I've been holding off also on the online, but I'm a little bit worried that if I don't buy it now, it may never come back. You know, it may be like Star Wars, it'll be years. So favorite character on this game is Sean. This is the Japanese version of the game as well. I couldn't get the American version to work. I don't know why. Again, I can't explain that, but the Japanese version works great. And it runs, when I say it runs great, it runs perfect on this Pi with these controls. But this would be, I would like this game more than Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Go.
But yeah, hopefully it's coming through on the video and you guys can see the rain and everything. They did some pretty big advancements in the graphics on this one whenever they did this. But it didn't get much appreciation at the arcades. People didn't really like it. I think everyone was just Street Fightered out by that point. There had been so many 2s. And then Alpha, I think, even came out before this. So people were just probably burnt out. And like I'm playing the computer right now, but I feel like I could be playing someone online. Like the AI is really good on this game. And I don't know how to use the max combos and all that stuff. I never learned that. If it ever became an online game, I would have to learn. I do know that stuff for Marvel vs. Capcom, though. I don't know what the basketball is for, if that's to like distract someone. I'm not quite sure. Headshake TV says NVC2 is selling for $800 right now. So $599 is a pretty good price, actually. Papa Brad says that is a lot for an Arcade1up, $599. And then Headshake Walmart pre-order is $5.99 is what Ritual Dello said, and yeah, that's what I've found. I don't know how long that's going to be available for. And then Outrun says it is too much for what you get. So if I had to guess, Outrun the Neon Sun on a next cab, like if I had to guess right now, you're saying Time Crisis or guessing on Time Crisis? That's a good question. I mean, obviously MK2 Deluxe is the next one, or the Casino-cade. But after that, I mean, we've seen the leak of Time Crisis, so that's definitely a good one. But something else out there I would like to see is Qbert. I think Qbert, there's even been so much talk about it too. I would like to, and it would be easy for them to do it. They already have the license for it. And then Headshake TV just says he ordered the new Star Wars cab, so it's going to have to wait. He can't get MVC2 and the Star Wars cab at the same time. And Papa Brad says, may the force be with you. Yeah, that's a great game to have for sure. So let's take a look here at Street Fighter Alpha 3 so we can see the difference on the games. You'll see like how cartoony the graphics look on this. I was not a big fan of it, but many love Street Fighter Alpha 3. It's like their favorite one. So games that would go with Qbert would be tough because, oh, sorry about that, guys. I accidentally reset the game. Oh, well. But as far as like titles that would go with it would be tough because it's Gottlieb. And Gottlieb has some other arcade games, but I just don't think the controls are similar. So it would be really tough to put those other games on there. But it would, I don't know. That's a very good question. I think you could just do Qbert and be fine. Just one title and it would be fine. Everybody would want that. Turn the volume up here. So each ROM I have on here, the volume levels are different. That's one thing I do not like. But I do like the roster. Like there's a huge number of players, you know, you can choose from or characters. And there's some unique ones that we hadn't seen before. I'll go with Akuma. Yeah, Carlo said Street Fighter Alpha has cool graphics. And is he the only one that likes Penguin Wars? I don't even know what Penguin Wars is. You'll have to tell me. So Blanca's got some pretty cool colors. But as you guys can see how much like more cartoony it looks, for me at least. But it plays really good. It's super fast. Ritual Della says he plays more obscure fighters. So you probably liked Primal Rage. I'm trying to think if I have any others like that on here. But I noticed you see the big anaconda in the background. If you notice, most all the Blanca stages have that. And they were talking about how they're going to do that in the new Street Fighter 6. His stage will look like that. It is, for some reason, I've always stuck with that. But other characters, they'll change up the stages. But for him, I guess it's so iconic with that anaconda in the background. They don't want to change it. Asking, is that a Coleco game? And then Goofyfoot thinks he may have Penguin Wars on his multicade. He's going to look. Yeah, I've never even heard of it. So let's see here. Obscure Fighter, if I've got anything like that. I don't think I ever put any... I mean, I have this King of Monsters game. That's like a wrestling game, though. I have Darkstalkers and Darkstalkers 2, but that's very similar. I mean, we can check that out. I do like Darkstalkers 2 a lot. And Papa Brad just said, Lady Snowblood is fire. Quentin's final movie needs to be Star Trek. That would be pretty cool. I love Quentin Tarantino. So this game plays really good on here. I've got the volume all the way up. And I tried to get the third Darkstalkers game to play on here and it wouldn't play. So, but I did get 2 and 2 is really cool. And let's see here for character on this game. I typically play with this guy here. Ritual Della said Marshall Masters. I've got a laptop over here to my right, and sometimes it's hard to read the chats unless I get over to it. I think I can, whenever I move this arcade to my new place, I'm going to try and set up a way to capture video on this. I just don't want to move it right now and mess with that. But whenever I get it into my new place, I will. Because then I can capture the video and the audio and all that. They've got some pretty cool moves in this game. Really changed it up from Street Fighter. And it holds up pretty well long term. Like, you can go back and play this game now and it still is a lot of fun. Because we never really played these growing up. You know, Street Fighter always dominated. Like, I remember them growing up, but we never played it. And then Headshake TV says, when is the move happening and where are you moving to? So right now I live in Mesa, Arizona, and I'm moving to Glendale, Arizona, which is on the opposite side of town. But it's not far. It's only probably about a 45-minute drive from where I'm at now. But it's a much bigger place. As you can guys see, I'm in a really small apartment right now. This is just like a living room, and then I have one other bedroom. But in this new place, it's a townhome. It's going to have an upstairs and a downstairs. I'll have an office. So I can have like a recording studio area for my shows, which will be like an office. It'll be quiet, no windows. It'll be really good for sound. And then I'm going to have like a huge living room with like 30-foot, 40-foot ceilings. And that's going to be like my game room / living room. And let's check out another game here. I'm just kind of going through this list, see what looks interesting. So RoboCop's a pretty good one. I've done a video on this game, but I like playing this one because I feel like it's like one that we should already have on Arcade1up. It plays really well. It's a lot of fun. And then Ritual Dello says DOA was always a standout for him. And Outrun the Neon Sun, he says he's never played this game. Looks pretty amazing. And Ritual Dello says, nice, I have a family in Glendale. Beautiful area. So Ritual Dello knows that area. It's where the Super Bowl is being played here in just a couple weeks. So I'm actually glad I'm moving in after the Super Bowl because the traffic's going to be insane. And Headshake TV says, nice upgrade, the deluxe. So this is RoboCop 2. There's a RoboCop 1. I didn't get that ROM on here, unfortunately, but I've heard that game's good too. So this game's a lot like Double Dragon. You have one button that shoots left, one button that shoots right. So you can't just mash one button the whole time. And these motorcycles are pretty tough. This is a pretty cool part of the game too. How you have this view like this. It's real 3D for its time. And I don't really remember many other games doing it. There's a Blood Brothers is kind of like this. I know John D, he had mentioned RoboCop Cabinet. He said the game's all right. He says it's okay. He didn't sound like he was super high on it, but it was a possibility. Sounds like they could definitely get the license if they wanted it. So what it's telling me is to move the joystick left to right and press one of the buttons. And so that's allowing me to push him back. And now I'm crushing his truck. And Outrun the Neon Sun says he played RoboCop with his son. And he watched the movie, yeah. So the RoboCop movies are great. I actually like the remake even that they did in, I think it was 2012. But I think that's even a good remake. I actually want to go back and rewatch that 2012 one because I've only seen it once or twice. I think RoboCop's a big name. Like, I'm surprised they haven't gone back and done more movies of him. Like, he's just as recognizable, I think, as, you know, any of the other big sci-fi type movies like him. They never had like a really big actor play RoboCop though either. And I think that kind of hurt it. Like if they had Arnold Schwarzenegger, then it would have made it. Or they would have made more of them. I feel like I'm not very powerful compared to him. Takes me a lot of shots. There we go. No? He's still got life? There we go. He's dead now. So Goofy Foot, whenever he sees RoboCop, he thinks of the guy that's dies saying, "Help me." And Headshake TV said he just got the Big Buck Pro and the first gen Centipede. So he's got 2 new cabinets. And it's funny how they call it the Big Buck Pro. I just realized because it's not an Arcade1up Pro model. So it's kind of funny. It has Pro in the name. I'm going to turn my pinball machine and give me some more light. I've had that off this whole time. So I'll run all my other arcades pretty much as long as I want. Like I'll run, you know, my 3/4 scale Arcade1ups for hours, 4 or 5 hours. Never, you know, worry about turning them off. Sometimes I've left them on overnight actually. But my pinball, I don't do that with. I will try to make sure to leave it off when I'm not playing it because I've heard the PCBs overheat pretty easily. The fan's not really enough and it gets pretty hot in there where they have it placed. So I turn it off most of the time. But I do like the marquee on it. I like having the light on it even when I'm not playing it. I wish there was a way I could have the marquee for the pinball on even when I'm not playing, where I could have like the screen off but have the marquee on. And I'm sure there's a mod for that out there. So let's play Marvel vs. Capcom. And the reason I'm choosing this one is because it plays really good on here, so I wanted everyone to see that. Something about this Marvel Superheroes Capcom cabinet is it plays a lot of the Capcom, you know, more modern Capcom fighters pretty good. So like Marvel vs. Capcom plays good. Y'all saw the Street Fighter Alpha 3 played good. Third Strike played good. It's kind of like they all do on this cabinet. It looks like Outrun's going to take off. Have a good night, Outrun. Thanks for stopping by. And get those kids to sleep. I know it's not too late on the West Coast, but they probably got to get to bed. So we'll choose Hulk, and I'm pretty good with Strider. So I've noticed Hulk in Marvel vs. Capcom plays exactly as he did in Marvel Superheroes. Like they haven't really changed this character much. So he did that special twice on me there. So something else I like about these Raspberry Pi builds and doing this is I can pause the game. So like if I need to take a break or I got to do something, like I can just pause it just like that. Because like right now I want to turn the volume up a little louder so you guys can hear that. So I was able to pause it, and now I can go back to the game. It looks like Ritual Della's got to take off as well. We'll see you later, Ritual Della. Thanks for stopping by. And Chris McCoy, he just said a Hulk smash. So I don't know if it's just me or if this game is just on an easy setting. Maybe y'all out there can tell me. But I feel like I'm pretty good at this game. But like, I think it may be like a setting. Like it may be on easy or something. Or maybe it's I actually know the moves. I don't know. Growing up, I always liked Marvel vs. Capcom a lot. And Marvel superheroes and all the X-Men versus Street Fighter. Marvel superheroes versus Capcom. Or Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter, whatever it is. But if I could reskin this cabinet, it would be Third Strike or this game. Because this game plays really good on here too. Getting my butt kicked here. So they got me. And it looks like Headshake TV just asked, doesn't At Games have a rewind feature for the game? That would be pretty cool to be able to rewind. I notice a lot of the mini consoles have that now. So like my Sega Genesis Mini has that. And I really like having that. But also I overuse that feature way too much when I have it. And then Carl O says, yes, At Games does have the rewind. So if you like using that, you can get it on At Games. And most of these games are on CoinOps. Yeah, so I think probably pretty much every game, Carl, that you're seeing here is on CoinOps. I'm going to turn a fan on too. 1 second. So I live in Arizona and the weather gets pretty warm just out of the blue. Like tonight, it's not even cold tonight. All right, so let's see what other games. Let's check out Joe and Mac Returns. So this is one that I've beaten, I think. I've pretty much beaten all the games on this cabinet. Except for Turtles in Time. I get really far in it and then I give up. It's a really long game. So this is Joe and Mac Returns. This came out in '94. And this is not like the first one. So the first one was like a platformer game, I guess you would call it. This is a lot different. You're like just trying to get the fruit and stuff. But I've beaten, this game gets addicting. Like once you start playing it for a while, and it probably took me like an hour and a half to beat it. So yeah, you're just clearing these stages here, and they get more difficult as you go. So that's it. I just wanted to show that one to y'all. And Carlos says, thanks for showing me the gems. I am unaware of a lot of these. And Wesley Butler says, I'm loving playing Street Fighter Champion Edition as Colonel William F. Guile. Oh, Colonel. Complete bonus stages, smashing the cars, destroying them. And cans make 2 final stage fighting with M. Bison. Yeah, Street Fighter 2 is a great game. I really enjoyed playing that one. A lot of memories with Street Fighter 2. I played it on SNES with my grandfather. When I got my SNES, that was one of the first games I got for it. So let's see here. So that game we just saw, right? Joe and Mac Returns. This is the first one. So this came out in '91, and I just wanted to show you guys how different it is compared to the sequel, which we just saw. And Chris McCoy just said, do you see any scorpions in Arizona? So yeah, we supposedly have scorpions here. I've only lived here for a year, and I haven't seen one yet, luckily. Knock on wood. I don't want to see one. But I actually like the graphics, I think, better in this first one. This came out 3 years prior to the one we just saw. But it's totally different. See? So this is the first boss. Gotta save this lady. And I'm not doing a very good job. So I guess I have like a special move here. There, I got him. Great, you've done it. And Carlos said, I played this exact game last night on his Gamer Mini. And it was one of the included games, and it was a lot of fun. So that's pretty good information. This is an included game on the Mini. The Gamer Mini by AtGames. And Headshake TV said he recently broke out his original SNES and all the games, and he kept Joe and Mac. So he's got this on the SNES. Yeah, it's a pretty good game to have. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed beating it. So this is one I've been playing a lot of, is Double Dragon 2. I don't have the first one, but the second one's good. I've heard, I don't know if it's the first one's not as good as the second or the second's not as good as the first. Maybe y'all can tell me. So I've got the volume all the way up. Unfortunately, this isn't one of the games that's loud. And the controls are kind of hard to get used to on this game because you got a button that hits to each side. So I just kind of try to move around, and that'll keep me away from the enemies. I'm sure this game plays really good on iArcade though, because it's pretty much made for that system. So when I played this last time, I just kept putting quarters in, and probably did that like 15 times and then gave up. And probably need to do some button mapping with this game because the buttons aren't really probably in the correct place. I don't know if there's a block either for this. I feel like there's only 3 buttons. There's a jump, there's a left punch, and a right punch. But this game is a lot of fun to play. I enjoy it. I remember this a lot on, I think it was NES or not, or SNES. Can't remember which one. I think it was an 8-bit game though. So let's see what everybody's saying. Carl O says, is Renegade on there? I played that one a ton as a kid. And Headshake says, we need an Arcade1up Galaga re-release with Galaga 88. Absolutely. I want to get a Galaga 88 cab if they make one. I love that game. Kind of cracked a window. I have all my arcades on as well, so pretty much when you run these the whole time, it gets a little warm. So let's see. I was in the configuration settings. Didn't want to be in there. So let's check out King of Monsters. Chris McCoy says he thinks Double Dragon 2 is on the NES. So it's an 8-bit title, and I think you're right on that. I think the first 2 are on NES, 8-bit games. And Carl O says Galaga 88 marquee is cool. So this is one title I remember growing up playing quite a bit. King of Monsters. For whatever reason, my group of friends, we love this title. There was just something about it back then, like with the Godzilla movies and stuff. But it's like a wrestling game, is what I would compare it to. You can like body slam people, or monsters, I guess you'd call them. I'm like a superhero guy. But like growing up, I really remembered this game because like these little buildings and stuff, like Rampage was popular. It's kind of like that. So you got to hold them down, I think, for like 3 seconds. I like Neo Geo titles. This is, if I had a Neo Geo arcade, this would definitely be one of the games I'd want on it. There, got him. And Carlo said it looks awesome. Had you seen this game before, Carlo? And Chris says this one's goofy but fun. Yeah, that's what I would say. Just a fun game. Like, I don't know how competitive it is. Like, I don't know if it's that well balanced of a game, but it's fun to play. So this is one that like if you get a Pi 3, I don't think Revenge of Death Adder will play on a Pi 3, but it does play on a Pi 4. And I noticed that the Pi 4 gets a little hot after you play this game for a while. Like there's a fan in there that I have on it, and you'll hear it, and it'll start getting pretty hot. And there's only one emulator I can get that'll run this title too. But it runs pretty good. I mean, I don't have any hiccups. I don't have any lag, input lag, nothing like that. If I did, I wouldn't have it on the cabinet. I removed any games that have any issues whatsoever. I think probably the biggest issue I have on this cabinet for any of the titles I have is going to be that Primal Rage, where sometimes it'll lag for like the first 30 seconds. And you guys saw, though, tonight, it didn't lag at all tonight. So sometimes it doesn't do it at all. But this is a fun one. I definitely enjoyed beating this game. But I wanted to show it to y'all that it does run. Headshake TV said he's thinking about starting his own YouTube channel. I definitely would. I used to watch Cool Toy a lot, and he told me like 3 or 4 years ago to start my own because I had made a comment just like that in his chat, and he told me to do it, and I never really listened for a long time. And looking back on it, I wish I would have done it sooner, but I'm glad that I made the decision to. It's a lot of work, though. Yeah, it definitely is. Be prepared for that, especially if you're going to have like a weekly show and it's going to be the same time every week. That's a lot of work. like anyone can do a video here and there and make that fit in their schedule, but to do a show and be on time every week for everybody, that's a big commitment. Like what Console Kits and 19K Fox does, and then like Super Game Room dudes, they do it though also as like a group, which makes it easier. But if you're doing it on your own, like Console Kits does or 19K Fox does, that is a lot of work because you got to do it all by yourself. But it's very rewarding. I have a lot of fun. I've met a lot of people too, like a lot of really cool people. But you guys can see how well this game is playing. Not having any issues at all with it. It's running, it's got to be running like 60 frames or close to that. I'm sure there's a way I can check that in this RetroPie, but I'm not going to mess with that tonight. So this has that kind of like we were seeing earlier in RoboCop. It's got this that same kind of like 3D view here at this part of the game. This is the first boss. But I wanted to show it to you. See how it's like going like 3D. This was like a big deal back in the mid-90s. But it's pretty good, like the graphics. I mean, you can see the mountains in the background and stuff. It looks pretty good. And Headcheck TV said, mad respect for you guys. For guys like yourself. Appreciate that. Like my channel's still pretty small, so you know, if I'm doing like a weekly show, I may have like 40 or 50 people watching, I've noticed lately, which that's a lot of people to be ready for. But I couldn't imagine like 19K Fox. He'll have like 400 people watching every Sunday. That's a big commitment. You know, if you don't make it or you're not, you know, ready, you know, that's you got to be ready. And Chris McCoy said, I have the 1-up of Revenge of Death Adder. Okay, beautiful cab in my opinion. So yeah, you, Chris, have probably one of the very few cabinets that has not dropped in price. You know, we haven't seen a drop in price for it, for Star Wars. There's been very few. That is one of them. So you've got yourself a very good one. I would definitely get a Revenge of Death Adder cabinet if I had a big enough game room, enough area, space to put one. Because I like the 4-player game deck. I don't get that experience with this arcade because it's only got 2-player. And there's something about having an Arcade1up with the artwork matching and the game just plays perfect. That's a great experience. So let's see here. Let's try Alien vs. Predator. Check that out. And let's see. I started at 9. It's 10:17. We'll probably go for about another probably 15 minutes or so and then call it a night. But we'll get in a few more games that you guys can see on here before then. So Alien vs. Predator. This is one that Arcade1up easily could do. They seem to be able to do all the Capcom games with no issues. So you get your choice of Predator, Predator Hunter, or Lieutenant Lin, or Major D. Schaffer. So round 1, City of Despair. And I think it's funny how these beat 'em ups, the Punisher was like this, where they have the food for your life. In this game, it's hamburgers and looks like French fries. I don't know why my thing's overheating. I haven't played this in a while. Maybe using it too much. Okay, you can't button mash. Let's try that again. Okay, so that's my punch. Some of the button mapping is weird on some of these games where you're like, you would think it would be another button. I like the Alien movies, but I like Predator movies better. Something about Predator, it's just a cooler character for me. Like the dreads and everything. And Chris McCoy had a few messages here. He said he knocked out 3 walls in his basement for room to make more room for arcades. So that's dedication right there. And he would love 1UP to make a deluxe cab of Alien versus Predator. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that would love an Alien versus Predator cabinet. And with it being Capcom, you could put all kinds of, beat 'em up Capcom games on it. Capcom has like an endless number of beat 'em up games that they could include with it. So let's play some Ghouls and Ghosts. So the sound is really good on a few of the games on this cabinet. This is one of them. It's really loud, which I like. So if I was to skin a cabinet or skin this one, I would definitely skin it one of the games that performs the best, sounds the best, and this is one of them, along with Third Strike and a few others. And Headshake TV said, nice, Chris. Yeah, make as much room as you can for the arcades because, man, these things start taking up a lot of space quickly. And I like to have a little bit of room between each arcade as well so I can see the artwork. That takes up even more space. These Ghost and Goblins and Ghouls and all that, these are hard games. You have to pretty much memorize everything. Like I memorized that magician guy comes out of that crate. But this game is fun. It's so difficult, it's frustrating sometimes. But I'm doing decent on this run. Still got my armor. So there was some pretty big graphical advancements between this one and the first one, I've noticed. Like this stage here looks pretty good. It's hard though. You got the wind coming, it makes it harder to run. See, once you lose your armor after that first hit, you're dead after the next hit. So you can only get hit twice. And that's what makes it so hard. And Headshake TV said, "Hi, my name is Mike, and I'm addicted to Arcade1up." Yeah, many of us are, definitely. I call it a hobby still. I don't call it an addiction, but I understand how it could become one. I try to get everything at a good price. That's kind of been my thing. But I'm always shopping for them. And Carl O said, my prescription is to try other brands, Headshake. And yeah, maybe At Games, that's a good one. And iArcade. Those are our only other choices right now. All right, so let's check out something different here. We'll do a couple more games tonight. We'll make these last two good ones. So we'll do Rampage World Tour. This game plays really good on here. It came out in 1997, and it plays really good on this cabinet. But yeah, I want to get, as my channel has grown, you know, I wanted to get better cameras and things like that. I'm just using like a basic webcam right now for this tonight. I'd like to get a DLSR Canon M200 is the one that comes most recommended. But it's about a $500 camera. So, you know, I want to get arcades, but I also want to get new equipment too for the channel. Because if I can get like a new camera, then like the live stream comes through better and everyone sees the game better. So this game here is you just get on these buildings just like the old Rampage, but the graphics are, you can see, are a lot better. Trying to remember how to get past those signs there. Maybe I have to knock this building down first. And normally when I play my arcades, I'll play them a lot of the time sitting down in one of my stools. Tonight, you know, for the live stream, I'm standing the whole time. I typically won't do that. I'll most of the time I'll sit. I don't know about y'all. Peoria evacuated. So I got through the first stage there. Headshake says that he has a DLSR Canon T5i that works great. So yeah, that would probably be a good one. I haven't looked that up. I don't know my cameras that well yet, but I've had many in the YouTube community, you know, pretty big channels that I've talked to, just asking them, you know, what do you guys use or what should I get? And they all say Canon M200. So I think I'm probably going to go on that with that one. But I want to look up the one you have, Headshake. And Carl O says Arcade1up owners should definitely do this mod to give them a multi-cade experience. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't imagine having like a whole arcade and not having a multi-cade. It would just it would be a waste of space to not have at least one multi-cade, I think. And it's not easy always to, like right now I hear it's hard to get the Raspberry Pis. So it may not always be easy to do one right now either. I did this like 3 years ago before the chip shortage. So it may be different. I haven't looked lately. But ETA Prime has a really good video on how to do it. Makes it super simple, step by step, no issues. Everything works. And Carl O asked if I got the new Dead Space. No, I didn't get the new Dead Space. I don't know if I will. I was never a huge Dead Space fan, so I don't know if I'll get one or get that game, you know, that exact game. And Chris says he agrees. He has 2 modded Pis, 1-ups. So yeah, that would be cool to have a second one. I think my second multi-cade is going to be a ALU at Games Legends Ultimate with the CoinOps build. I'm just not looking forward to having like 5,000 games on my arcade. That's like not something I really wanted, but I'll probably do it because it's easy and it seems to work pretty well. So let's do our final game here to kind of close out this stream, and let's pick a good one for that. Let's close out with, what have I not done? Carl O said here, he said, I'll send you a Pi 4, not sure what's wrong with it. Never worked. My Pi 3 has power problems. So yeah, maybe those are ones that someone could fix that knows how to do soldering and things like that. Let's see here. So pretty much played a lot of the good ones. Let's play Gauntlet 2. I've always liked Gauntlet growing up. My parents had an Atari computer, and I used to play this title on their Atari computer. But it plays really good on here. Sounds good, looks good. And then Headshake says it's a little more expensive than an M200. But both can use different lenses, which is good. And the video is great, and you can add mics. So yeah, that's important to be able to add different mics. I did order a mic for my phone, like a wireless mic, so I can do stuff on the go. Like I noticed if you guys ever watch PD7, he does those like walk and talks, and I was wanting to start doing some stuff like that.
Welcome, Red Warrior.
So this game is so simple. It's just, for whatever reason, I've always liked it. And I like the second one better than the first one. So you got to kill the wherever they're spawning from. So there's these little nests here. And as soon as you kill the nest, they quit spawning. And you're just getting the gold. And these are like puzzles too. Like you're in these mazes and you have to figure out where to go, and the later stages get pretty difficult. So I think I killed everything in this area.
Traps make wall disappear.
So that was a trap. So as soon as I open this wall, of course, all these guys are going to come out.
Remember, don't shoot food. Oh. Food.
Man, they're getting me. But now I've got, I think, most of their spawn points. So see where it says exit to 6? I think that takes you to level 6. So like if I wanted to advance way in far into the game, I could.
Oh.
And these are like demon looking things. It's got some pretty unique enemies for such an old game. I think maybe I have to go through that. No, it looks like I can get rid of this wall here.
Oh.
And then I got the key. And I think the key is what I need to get out of this to stage 2. Yeah, so level 2. But yeah, so you guys can see that. It's pretty cool. And then each stage looks pretty different. But way back in the day when I used to play this on that Atari computer, you know, anything that was color was amazing. You know, the other games that were available were like that Star Wars, Atari Star Wars. And it was like those vector graphics. But these color graphics here were like a big deal. And I can't remember exactly how to get past this point. Oh, I can just walk across. And then I remember these guys. You got these guys that throw these. Okay, so those are traps that slow you down. And then you got these guys that throw these little balls. But yeah, I used to play this on a keyboard and a mouse. All right, so that's stage 3. That'll pretty much wrap it up there. But I appreciate everyone who's joined tonight. Everyone who's watched till the end, I really appreciate it, guys. I know it's probably getting late, like on the East Coast and stuff, so I appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. But Carl O, Headshake, Chris, everyone who's still with us, I hope you guys have a good night. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. You know, if there's anything you would like to see me do differently in the next one, let me know, other than getting a better camera. I know I need to do that. But outside of that, if there's anything I can do to make these better, let me know. I'm going to try and do them with my NBA Jam, my Pac-Man, my Final Fight, and then eventually my Attack from Mars. Kind of get a look at all of my arcades. But I hope you guys have a good rest of the night, and I'll see everyone in the next live stream. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.